Hello, it's Darren from Grills Plants. This is my view over the back wall. Today is the 17th of November and look at this sunshine in the sky. Who would have thought it would be like this time of year? We've having a bit of a cold snap now. It's just gone cold in the last 2 days, but still a lot of sun. So today, what am I doing? I'm making a video on planting apple trees. When is the best time to plant apple trees, and how to do it basically. So this apple tree here, this one, I've dug up from a pot. This is a topaz apple tree. Topaz is a dessert apple from the Czech Republic. It's a very worthwhile apple to grow in your garden here in the UK. It's a late fruiter. The fruit will can stay on the tree right up till November, and the apples will keep easily until January if you store them correctly in a crate wrapped in newspaper. They'll last right the way till January easily. It's a nice sharp apple, but a bit of sweetness as well. It's a bit of red on the apple and obviously a bit of yellowy green as well. It's a dessert apple. Very worthwhile, and it's quite a vigorous tree as well, and that's why I'm digging it up, or I've dug it up. It was in this pot here. It was supposed to be on a dwarf rootstock, but we've established that maybe we've been given the wrong rootstock when we actually picked it up from Adam's Apples in Columpton, because this now is just 3 years old and it's already probably about 8 foot tall. So it's definitely not a dwarf stock. So it's not a problem to us. What we're going to do is we've dug a hole, a square hole, and we're going to basically take it out of this pot. In a few weeks, we'll be going to pick up another apple tree from Adam's Apples in Columpton. Highly recommend them as apple tree growers and fruit tree growers. Columpton in Devon. We go up because we're only in Cornwall. We only just go up the road into Devon, and we go and collect trees when we have ordered them. Best time to order them is August. That's when the files become open on the internet from Adam's Apples, where you could actually order trees. And if you order early in August, then end of November, sometime December, you'll get an email from him to say your trees are now dug up and ready. They don't dig them up until they're dormant. This one has got very little leaves left on it. That is almost dormant, so I'm happy now to dig this one up. Don't dig apple tree up in spring. Don't dig it up when it's full with leaves or apples. It's not going to like it. It really isn't. So my advice is, August, order apple trees, bare root stocks. Bare root is the cheapest, and you'll get more different choices, a lot more choices of varieties by buying bare root. So yes, so it's got too big for this pot, so now we're going to move it down the garden and we're going to plant it into our allotment just down there. I've dug a hole, so pick it up and off I go. Dug a hole, here's the hole. Try and dig a squarish hole, not a round hole. A roundish hole will encourage the roots to go round and round and round and round, whereas having corners, it'll encourage the roots to go out into the corners. And we all know that good root structure will give you a good plant, or in this case, a good apple tree. So there's the root ball, nice, strong and healthy. Okay, so when we bury it in the ground, you'll see that there. If I turn the tree a little bit, this is the grafting point. Trees are grafted, so this would have been a rootstock, and topaz here on the top would have been grafted onto the rootstock, and that's how you get an accurate variety of apple. So when you are planting this apple tree, first things first is you want to make sure that this rootstock is, the level of the soil over here and over here, or just the rootstock just below, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want the rootstock to try and regrow from the rootstock to the original whatever apple it was. Okay, Now what you can do with these trees when you put them in your square hole is you could put some bloodfish and bone in there if you wanted to. I'm not a fan of bloodfish and bone for apple trees and fruit trees. I would rather give them a dressing of wood ash. So if you've got someone that's got an open fire, or they've got a wood burner or if you've got a wood burner yourself, save the wood ash. And maybe early spring, maybe February, March, what I'm going to do is scatter that wood ash around the tree once it's planted into the ground. And that's what I'm going to do to feed it. Because actually, it's not really an apple tree that requires sort of high nutrients from things like bloodfish and bone or anything else like that. So I've put the earth in so far, and then I'm going to use my heel to basically secure the tree. You want to firm this up a bit with your heel. So make sure it's got good grounding. I'm happy with that. And then we'll just carry on filling it in. So just tipping it in. And then we'll firm this around when we've got it all in as well. Make sure that the earth is level all the way around. Fine stones like that, we don't need that in around the roots, so get rid of it. There he is, in place. I'm going to stake it now. We get high winds here in the winter, so I'm going to stake it behind the tree. Most of our winds come from that direction there, so I'm basically going to put the stake in there so it'll stop the tree bending over, hopefully. Here he is in, and then we've got this bendy wire, so it's metal inside and a plastic coating. The reason I use this is because it's going to protect the bark. Just like that, so it's nice and bendy, and it'll just secure the tree enough so it gets good anchorage. So that's the stuff I use. Just if you want to know the sort of name, you'll find it under on the internet. Super soft twisty wire. Ideal. Another thing I'll show you is this winter wash. Okay, winter wash for trees. I winter wash all my apple, and I got damson trees as well. I winter wash them all about end of November, early December. We mix this solution up. It basically treats insects and their eggs on dormant fruit trees to prevent future damage to fruit. It's a natural product by a company called Growing Success. You mix it up in a little spray bottle and you spray your tree all over. I would then advise that you do another winter wash before we get the buds open. So maybe end of February, early March, I would winter wash them again. It just stops insects, I guess, and eggs being dormant, and then once your fruit gets on the trees, they actually start eating their fruit. So like I say, it's a natural product, and I've used it for a few years now, and I've seen the benefit from using it. Now I'm just going to give it a little bit of a water. I mean, the ground is very wet, so I'm going to give it a minor water. It'll be fine. Yeah, so the variety again is Topaz, Czech Republic apple, quite a modern day apple. What I would say is, if you go to someone like Adam's Apples, that I've mentioned earlier, and also Blackmore are very good as well, which are a fruit nursery as well. You'll get varieties that away from what the supermarkets sell of apple trees when you see them in season. Yeah, I would avoid, you know, the apples in supermarkets, the Brayburns, the Golden Delicious. They're not really a great tree, those types of trees, for, say, a home garden. They're really a tree which has been designed, created for a commercial market, a commercial grower that's got hundreds and hundreds of those trees in a row and is spraying them and spraying them and spraying them. You want a tree, if you're a home garden, you want a tree which is not susceptible to canker and other things going on as well. So that's why I would suggest buying apple trees bare root from a apple tree producer who will be growing apple trees specifically for the home market. You'll also find that, like for instance this topaz, and I've got a kid's orange red over here, this is a beautiful apple. It's still a small tree, but we still had like 20 apples off this one this year. Don't think you can see it very well. And that's a great apple from the 1930s, and it's gone through the test of time. It's very disease resistant, don't have to use chemicals and spray it. It's just fruits well every year. It's a beautiful tasting apple, just like the topaz. So yeah, that's my end piece of advice, is don't go buying Braeburns and Golden Delicious apples and even Bramleys. You know, they're just made, the trees are just designed for commercial orchards. You want to get an apple, in my opinion, which is much more tastier and got natural disease resistance. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Watch the video, no doubt you have, and obviously you can subscribe to us if you wish, and like, and if you make any comments, I will always do my best within a week or two, depending on time of year, to actually reply to your comments. Take care.